guys, it's Kathryn again, and this is going to be my review for Switched at Birth Season 3, Episode 2, Your Body is Battleground. And this was another fantastic episode in my opinion. I really enjoyed a lot of things in it, and there were a lot of really big twists. I think this was the episode of big twists, and I really do love that about this show, that they aren't afraid to give us really big twists, and this episode really did give us that. And I really love where this show is going, because again, the episode just, oh my gosh, was so amazing. So let's just get to the episode. I think the first thing I want to talk about is the Bay storyline, but technically also the Daphne storyline, because it was basically the same thing. I think I want to start off with Daphne first. Let's just get to Daphne. Daphne, I feel really bad for her in this episode. She's trying to fix things and make things better and make things go her way. It's not exactly going her way, though. Some of it is, but some of it isn't. The first thing is she's still trying to figure out the whole thing with these new kids, especially the girl Charee. Charee. So Bay and Toby and Daphne, sorry, not Bay and Toby. Toby and Daphne have convinced Bay to join the field hockey team. Bay is kind of skeptical of it, but Daphne tells her to try it out at least, and we'll get to more about Bay a little bit later on, but Daphne is, still doing that community service with the one wheelchair kid. I don't know his name yet, sorry, I don't. And the wheelchair kid, I really liked his storyline in this episode. I think he's becoming a very interesting character. He's the kind of character that's very, very determined. He's just really determined. He has this insane amount of courage, which I really love about his character. He has this really great amount of courage. Something that a lot of wheelchair kids and a lot of people who are handicapped don't have. And I really do like that. I think that's great about this character. A lot of wheelchair kids don't have that hope, but this kid does, and I really do like that about him. He has this hope that he will get out of this wheelchair and that everything will be better. And Daphne kind of starts to think about this. She starts to think, hey, what if I can, not be deaf anymore? And she talks to Regina about it and says, what would happen if I was no longer deaf or something like that? And they all get this idea from this one guy who approaches them in the store, and he's talking to them and everything. And they find out more about him, and they go to this skate park, basically. And what the really inspiring part is that is what the wheelchair kid wants to do eventually. He wants to be back on that skate park, and he is convinced that he will do that. And Daphne really starts to like this guy a lot, and she gets really close to asking him out on a date, but before she asks him out to the movies, his girlfriend arrives, and it turns out that he has a girlfriend. And Daphne is really upset about this. She's very surprised he has a girlfriend, and I too was very, very surprised he had a girlfriend. I thought it was a really great twist, because I thought, are they just going to get them together that easily? But no, they're not, because he has a girlfriend, so that there is a conflict right there, and I really do like that, because there is a conflict, and I love that about this show, is that when you think things are going to happen, it doesn't exactly work out. Sometimes this show can be very predictable. This was not one of those episodes that was very predictable. I thought this episode was very unpredictable, and I really did enjoy that. The other storyline has to do with the whole slashing tire thing. That whole thing is still going on this episode. Emmett and Travis are trying to figure out basically what's going on with the whole slashing the tire thing, because Emmett is basically taking pictures and showing videos of everything, and he ends up uncovering someone slashing a tire. Somebody slashes his tires, and they think it's, they still think it's one of the kids, one of the remedial kids, those kids. And they think it's one of them, but it turns out that they see this white hood, and Emmett's hanging out with Bay and everything, and, Bay's talking to one of the deaf kids. The deaf kid puts on the hood, and he is the one that's slashing the tires. Why? We don't know what his motive is. We don't know, why he's slashing the tires, but there is some reason why. It could be anger, it could be a lot of things. Anger, he's just upset about something, or maybe he just doesn't know what else he's doing. Yeah, I don't really know the reason why, but let me know what you guys thought about that. I thought that was a really great twist in my opinion, and that was one of the best parts about the show. I really did love that. So yeah, I really did love that. So now let's get to Bay's storyline, which is kind of like a two-part storyline. you know, Bay is still adjusting to being on the field hockey team, and I really do enjoy this storyline with her character. She at first does not want to do anything with it. Toby ends up being really hard on her, way too hard on her in my opinion. I think he was just a little too hard on her, and he does acknowledge this, and he decides to kind of compare, field hockey to art to her, which it really helps her focus more and helps relax her more, which I really did like, because he realized, hey, I should not be this tough on my sister. I need to be less tough, and I like that he did that. I like that he was less tough on her, and he realized he was being too tough. I enjoyed that a lot. The other thing that was going on, though, was that Daphne was actually trying to find other people to play on the team, and she ended up convincing, and she finds out that the girl Charee, who is one of the remedial kids, is actually a very good basketball player. Because remember, she was trying to put the basketball team together, and John was actually upset that she didn't ask him about it, but when he found it was field hockey, he realized he would not be good at that, so I thought that was kind of funny. But she finds out that this girl is actually a very good basketball player, so she makes this bet with the girl that if she wins, then she has to play on the team, and, if she wins, she has to play on the team, but if Charee wins, then Daphne has to drive her to school every morning, and Charee ends up winning, but she does end up going to the field hockey team, which I really did like. The one thing that I do like is I think they're trying to kind of get them to develop a friendship. It seems like that's what's going to happen, is that they're eventually going to develop a friendship. I do see that happening. It seems kind of impossible right now, but I definitely do see a friendship eventually happening with this. I would enjoy that, and I would love to see them develop a friendship. I think that'd be really great if that happens. I would really just love for that to happen. I think that'd be great. So yeah, I really like their storyline. The other thing with Bay is, of course, the art class. Now, the art teacher in this episode kind of annoyed me at first, but then I enjoyed it. At first, this art teacher was very hard on her. There's that one kid who I can't think of his name right now. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, guys. But the one kid played by the kid from Glee. He ends up doing this completely the wrong assignment for the art class, and she ends up kicking that kid out of the class. And Bay gets really upset with this, and she tells her the whole truth and everything. How they went out, and the reason that it's really her fault that this didn't happen. And I thought Bay was going to get herself kicked out, but the teacher actually reasons with her, and she gives her a second chance. And Bay actually does a good job, and the teacher starts to see things her way. So slowly but surely, the teacher is starting to, Bay is starting to adjust to this, and I do enjoy that Bay is starting to adjust to the teacher and everything, because I do really enjoy that a lot. So I thought that whole storyline was really good, and I enjoyed that as well. And then the only other thing and then there's two more things, John, Kathryn, and Regina. No Angelo in this whole episode. I don't know where Angelo was, but Angelo was nowhere to be found in this episode. So we'll have to see next week, I guess. John and Kathryn, kind of very, very interesting with Kathryn. I'm wondering where this is exactly going to go. Kathryn is still in those dance classes with Renzo, who Renzo is slowly becoming probably one of my favorite characters on this show. I think he's a fantastic character. He's openly, he's not afraid to show who he is. You can just tell he's gay, but he's a really fun character, in my opinion. He's a really fun character, and John kind of gets this call from Renzo, and he at first suspects that Kathryn is cheating on him and having an affair with Renzo. Then she says, oh no, don't worry, Renzo's gay. And this kind of sets John off a little bit. So Renzo kind of invites himself over for dinner. And John, at first it seems like he's enjoying seeing Kathryn in these dance classes, but then he finds out that her and Renzo are spending a lot of time together, and Kathryn really gets upset at John because she thinks, is he upset at him because he's gay or something? And, Kathryn kind of tells him how she really, is not happy. She's tired of saying, and I really love this next scene, she says, I am tired of pretending I'm happy, I am not happy, and I'm tired of pretending I am. I'm really not happy, and I'm tired of pretending I'm happy, and, because I'm not happy. And I really did like that about that scene. I thought that was a fantastic scene, in my opinion. And at the end, you know, Kathryn is still upset with John, and she tells him how she's going again with Renzo, and there's nothing he can do about to stop her, and she's going back to her psychiatrist. Now, this really gives... John gets this look like, you know what, I probably should not have said what I did. I'm thinking they are going to make up in the next episode. I like that they had this little fight. At first I thought they might be heading for a divorce or something, or like they're going to separate, but now I think, no, you know what, John needs to hear this, because Kathryn always just basically does what John says to do and everything. Kathryn never has really been able to do anything. Kathryn's never really done anything by herself. Yes, she's written those books, but nothing really outside of the house. And I think this is really cool that Kathryn is starting to get this really cool plot. And actually, Leah Thompson can actually really dance. She was live tweeting during the episode, and she can actually really dance. She's a really good dancer, and I really enjoyed seeing that in this episode, because she really is fantastic. And the last thing is Regina. Regina, of course, she's still trying to go through the whole thing of trying to buy the company, but her mother kind of tells her how her second cousin or something like that is trying to redo her apartment and everything, and Regina wants to help her out with that, so she finds all these parts at a junkyard to try to help her out, and she's gonna use those to remodel things. So I enjoyed her plot. Nothing that interesting with her plot, but I thought it was good. Her plot really didn't have to be in the episode, but I did really enjoy it. So overall, really enjoyed this episode. A lot of things that were really great about this episode. Big thing is, why is that deaf guy slashing the tires? What's the big reason for that? I'm really interested in seeing that. That guy has a girlfriend. What's that going to do to Daphne? You know, it seems Daphne is really upset about this, you know. Is Daphne going to try to find someone else? We'll have to see what happens there. Also, you know, that girl Charee, do you think that her and Daphne are going to possibly become friends? I could definitely see that happening. John and Kathryn, what's going to happen with them? It looks like next week something really bad is going to happen to either Daphne or Bay or the wheelchair kid or one of them. And it's going to get her in big trouble, and we'll have to see what happens next week. But that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I gotta go because I gotta go watch the Fosters. So I will see you guys tomorrow for my review of that. So see you then. Bye.